Welcome to Knuckle Dragger Cycle Repair. I'm Wes. Today we're going to be working on this 1998 Ultra Classic. It's got an Evolution motor. Came in the shop, had some suspected leaking issues. We did a leak down test, did a compression test, determined that it's going to need a full top end gasket replacement. It's got it's leaking around the cylinder bases, and when you actually do the leak down test, you can feel the air blowing out where the head gasket should be. It's got roughly 60,000 miles on its old bike. Gaskets wear out. If there's anything else that we come across while we're shooting this video, like if the heads are glazing and everything else, then we'll stop and talk about it. But right now everything seems to check out, that we don't have to replace the compressor, replace rings and stuff like that. But if we will do our due diligence and do our measurements and everything else, make sure everything's 100% before we put everything back together. So here comes the timer. Alright, so we ran across our first story with this motor. When I pulled that cover off, what you guys may have seen me looking at is all that oil all over this filter. This filter's dirty as hell anyways. We'll clean that up or replace it before we put it back on there. But if you look right here, you see all this oil buildup around this this plate for the intake, and what that's telling me is his breathers are probably clogged. So it's good that we're going in here so far, because we're taking this all the way down to the cylinder bases. We're replacing breathers, seals, everything. If we're going to be in here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace everything that we can replace that's a seal or an O-ring. We don't know the full story yet. We may find, additional issues and stuff when we get to that point, when we get inside. But I just wanted to take the time out of the video to stop and explain kind of what we're finding when we're looking in. It's not just a tear down process. You're inspecting things as you go through it as well, trying to figure out if there may have been any additional problems that may have caused these seals and whatnot to fail. So there's one issue right there that we're going to address, because if your breathers are clogged and whatnot, when you got the oil coming through the system, if they're not working properly, or if you over service an engine, if you put too much engine oil in it, it'll blow out your breathers too, and then you start getting oil all over down the side of your bike or your pants left. Either one of y'all two got any questions or anything to add?
No, sir.
All right, so we'll go back to the timer. we found here while we're in the teardown process is we have discovered that somebody has been in here before, and it's got adjustable push rods. So what that means for us is during the teardown process, we don't have to worry about putting the jack underneath the motorcycle, jacking it up, putting the bike in gear, rotating it around till TDC, so we can evenly take the pressure off the rockers. We can take the pressure off the rockers by going ahead and loosen each one of these adjustable push rods, and it'll make the tear down much more quick. Now, when we do go back through the assembly process, we will have to utilize this because we have to make sure that the cylinder's in time with the cam and it's at TDC, and then adjust our adjustable push rods. Chad, you got anything to add to that?
No, sir.
All right, we'll get back to the time lapse. All right, now that we got the tear down complete, we'll show you a little bit of what we found. As you can look around here on the lift, everything's got a heavy coat of oil all over it. But if you look here at the rocker boxes, one of these things is not like the other. So somebody's been in here, done it before, I can tell, because these are aftermarket gaskets. They're a Cometic gasket kit, same thing that we're getting ready to put on here. So both rocker boxes is missing the umbrella valve, missing a umbrella valve, which is in turn causing it not to breathe properly. In turn, we got a little bit of blow by. So look at the top of that head. All that oil that's all over it. And you see how much in the top of the heads, how much oil. See how sticky that is. That's not fuel carbon, that's oil carbon. Now the cylinders, I don't know if it'll pick up real good here on camera. Cylinders look pretty good. There's no gouges or anything. The cross hatching still looks pretty good in both cylinders. So we're just going to measure the rings on the pistons, make sure everything is within tolerance on that. But with all that being said, that's going to conclude part 1 to this video series. So remember, keep your shiny side up, ride safe, and stay tuned for the next video.